she's right, like it or not. So enjoy the ride, take what she's got, 'cause it's a long way to go if you wanna ride with Mom. Just enjoy the ride.
Hey, this is Vashti with Vashti's House Mom Talk number 1920. I don't know. I'm out running errands today. And I wanted to, so something I've been thinking about, I've been reading a book about the brain and grief on the brain, how grief affects the brain. And one of the things it talks about, this is not really related to grief, but it will, you'll understand the context. But one of the things it talks about is how when we are newly developing babies and when we're born, our brain, the main brain that's working is our amygdala and hippocampus, literally our survival brain. And the hippocampus is wired to find food and our primary caregiver and find, so basically food and connection. And the weird thing is in baby's brain, so in our brain when we're newly born, food is the same thing as connection. Food, because it's essentially coming from your mom. And so that part of the brain gives off the same need signals for food and connection. And to your body, again, it's one and the same. So to your physiological body, you need food, but to your metaphysical body, your spirit, your soul, you need connection. And when you don't have the connection, your soul, your spirit begins to starve. And when we're starving, as we know, our body starts to compensate and it starts to eat itself and shut down. The same is true in our with our metaphysical self. Physiologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, we begin to shut down. And if we do not have relational connection, that is something that as we get older, most of us as we get older have a way of getting something to eat, getting food. I'm out running errands right now. I'll probably get myself something to eat. But physical connection, or emotional and mental connection, relational connection is a little bit harder because, again, it's metaphysical and it doesn't necessarily register to us, as important or life-altering. But the reality of it is that if we don't have those connections, we are more susceptible to mental illness. And mental illness is the number one cause of, not the number one cause, but the number one contributor to illness and disease that to making it worse, illness and disease worse, or even causing it. I mean, it's one of the biggest contributors to causing it, and then of course makes it worse. So here's what I'm going to say today, whether you like it or not, because whether you're a kid and you go, I don't like broccoli or I don't want to drink water, but it doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. It's still physiologically what you need. And so as adults, we can't say, I don't like to be touched. I don't like that. We have to just grow up and say, okay, what's good for us? And what's good for us is that it is important that we are physically touching each other. So I'm sorry to say it. You're probably upset by now. Hugging, holding hands, giving somebody a kiss in context, of course, fist bumps, handshakes, shoulder slaps, whatever you got to do. But the physical touch is something we all need on the same level as our body needs food. And then the second thing is just spending time being with the people that you love or that are fueling you up. And I can tell you, I just my daughter just had our first grandbaby, and then they moved out of state. And my other son and his wife moved out of state. And it has been physiologically difficult for me because just being around them fuels me up. And fortunately, I have other kids here in town, and so I'm able to be with them. But it is important that we're together. And then also when we're together, even if you're on your phone just hanging out, that's fine. But also boosting it up and making eye contact with each other, listening to each other, having conversation, putting the phone down. We need that kind of connection as well. So if you want to be physiologically healthier, physically healthier, if you want to be mentally and emotionally healthier, simple tweak in your lifestyle, just add more connection. It will radically change your life. It's not rocket science, but it is rocket science. And it's not something that we can avoid if we want to be healthy. And the good thing is it's not like something totally profound that we have to wrap our heads around. It's really actually quite easy. I mean, you'll once you get your head in the game, you'll find ways in your day to add more physical touch, add more time, add more connection. All right. Well, this is Vashti coming to you from Vashti's house. Hope you have a great day. Make yourself at home. Let me know in the comments if how that has worked for you. If you did some extra connecting today and how it affected you. Have a great day and make yourself